Okay, let's start a new class. So today we will discuss Gauss-Jordan method, lecture 7. Gauss-Jordan method. Actually, this method is the modified version of Gauss elimination. Method of elimination. Here we need to eliminate to up to some extent level. Okay. We need in the basic, we know the basic form Ax is equal to B. That means here A is the coefficient matrix. Coefficient matrix. In Gauss elimination, we simply make the upper triangle. Okay. That means only this portion have the value and the lower portion was 0. Okay. That means lower triangle and are 0. And in Gauss-Jordan method, we need to do some extra work to make the diagonal matrix. Diagonal matrix means only the diagonal. So we need to form a diagonal matrix or unit matrix or identity matrix. Anyone you can call. That means only the diagonal elements will exist and other elements will be 0. So what is the advantage? The advantage of this method over Gauss elimination is to what is the advantage? Back substitution. Okay. In Gauss elimination, we need to do the back substitution at the end of the problem. So in this method, the back substitution is omitted. But to do so, we need to follow some additional steps to make the identity matrix or diagonal matrix. That means in this step, we will form matrix in such a way so that only the diagonal elements exists and other elements become 0. Okay. Only these elements will exist. So the elimination process is as discussed before. So let's start a new problem. So I think we can try a 4 by 4 matrix. Okay, up to last class we follow we solved 3 by 3 matrix. So let's start an example, workout example. It's actually example 4.7 of your book, Venus Murthy. So the question is to solve the following equations. So how many students are present now? Let's check. Participants 118. Good enough. So you can start the problem. solve the equations by Gauss-Jordan method. Okay. The equations are as following: x plus twice y plus z minus w. That means 4 unknown. So obviously we need 4 equation. 2x plus 3y minus z plus twice w is equal to 7, and third one is x plus y plus 3z minus 2w is equal to minus 6, x plus y plus z plus w is equal to 2. So here are 4 equation. So let's start the solution. So represent it in a matrix form. What will be the matrix form? 1 2 1 1. Okay, 2 3 1 1, and then 1 minus 1 3 1 minus 1 2 minus 2 x y z. So this is the representation in matrix form of given equation, where this portion is a, this is x is equal to this is b. So you need to remember that in matrix operations all the steps are very simple, just numerical summation, multiplication, like this. But the problem is you need to be careful while doing these operations, because some mistake due to calculation, or suppose in equation it's 6, but you mistakenly written in minus 6, or here is minus 6, you written 6, and then you start to complete this work proceeding sections, and the entire sections will be carry over a wrong value. So be careful about while you are calculating and writing. Both steps are important. So let's start the argument matrix. What will be the argument matrix? Argument matrix. So we know the argument matrix will be, argument matrix is nothing but, okay, we only take the coefficients. So let's me start the argument matrix. Minus 2 7 minus 6 2. This is the argument matrix. At this stage we start the operation. Here is the argument matrix. So our target is to make the diagonal as identity matrix. So in this method we start in such a way, just follow like this. So
Sir, sir, is it Sir, is it augmented matrix or argument matrix?
Argumented matrix. Okay, argument matrix. Let's start from this point. Okay, here you can see the first one is already 1. Okay, that means first point is done. So if suppose the pivot element is 10, so what can you do? First you need to make it 1, or in different way can be follow. So in this case our policy is to first take column 1, make these elements of column 1 0. Okay, first point will be 1 and remainings will be 0, and then we turn to second column, next step, and then we turn to third column and fourth column. Okay, in second column we need to keep this element and the remainings will be 0. Similarly in third column we need to this third element as identity and remainings will be 0. Okay, we will follow in this way. Let's start. At next step we will follow some operation like this. R1, this is already 1, so leave it as well as it is. See, if I want to make it 0, so what should I do? R2 will be R2 minus 2R1. Is it okay? So R2 minus 2R1, that means R2 for this, R2 is equal to 2 minus 2 into 1. That means this will be 0. And this will be 3. Okay. This for this point, this will be 3 minus 2 into 2. That means minus 1. Okay, so I think we can make a different approach like this. So if we put a minus 1 in front of this, so what happened? In this case you can see this will be obviously 0, minus 0 is equal to 0, but for second point 3 minus 2 into 2, that means minus 1, and there is one negative sign in front of this, so this will be 1. Here actually we merge 2 step. Okay, otherwise it will be minus 1, and then next step you need to multiply by minus 1 throughout the row. So we complete 2 operations at a time. Okay, similarly the other elements will be like this will be 3, this will be minus 4, this will be 11. Okay, 7 minus minus 4, that means minus 11 and 11. Okay, and next step for R3 we need to R3 prime, this will be simply R3 minus 11. Acha, okay, it will be minus 11. Okay, R3 minus R1. Okay, so you can do this R3, that means row 3, this will be 0, row 3, and thereafter R1, this will be minus 1, this will be 2, minus 1, and minus 4. Similarly R4, this will be 1, so I need to make it 0, simply R4 minus R1, 1 minus 1, this is 0, minus 1, 0, 2, 4. So this is the second step. So column 1 is complete, only 1 elements remain and remainings will be 0, was 0. So at come to next step, that means column 2. In column 2 already this is a pivot element or a target element. This is already 1. So you need to make remaining 2 elements as 0. So what can I do? Simply 1 0 0 0. This is already 1. For row 3 and row 4, this is very simple. Just summation R3 R4. If suppose for R4 you simply need to R2 plus R4. This will gives you this element 0. This element will be 3 and this will be 2 minus 4, that means minus 2. 4 minus 11 that means minus 7. And for remaining elements R1 double prime, this will be double prime. Okay, for R1 what can I do? R1 minus 2 R2. Okay, this will be 0, this will be minus 5 7 20. R1 minus 2 R2. And for R3 R3, so R3 what will be done? It will be R3 plus R2, just summation 3 minus 4 minus 11. And if we sum R3 and R2, this will be give 0 5 minus 5 and minus 15. Okay, here is another tricks. In row 3, look at the row 3, 5 minus 5 minus 15. If I divide this by 5, that means if I multiply 1 by 5th of R3 plus R2, then what will happen? These elements will be divided by 4. That means 5 will be now 1 and divided by 5. This will be minus 1 and thereafter this will be minus 3. So simply here I marked two step in one segment. That means for next step this element is already 1. Okay, then you need to make other elements with respect to this. That means 1 is already you fixed, and then you need to make this and these 3 element 0. Okay, these are pretty simple. 1 0 0 0. Okay, 0 1 0 0, and I will make it 1. So this is already 1. R3. So let's write the operations first. So for row 1 R1, this is simply R1 plus 5 R3 minus 5 plus 5. This will give 0. Similarly for R2, this will be R2 minus 3 R1, and for R4 this will be R4 minus 3 R3. So these elements will be simply 0, and other calculations this will give you
triple prime হবে না R1 R2 R4
R1 R2 R4. হ্যাঁ, R1 sorry, this will be R3. Okay, you will find here minus 1 1, and the left side right side will be minus 3 and 2. So you are very close to conclusion. That means only one row is remaining, and these elements again already 1. So just need to eliminate only these 3 elements. Okay, 0 1 0 0 and then 0 0 1 0. This one is already 1. So the others will be like, so if I start from bottom side, that means R3 will be R3 plus R3 plus R4 R4 R2. This will be R2 plus R4. Similarly, R1. This will be R1 minus 2R 2R4. Okay. This all this will gives 0 1 0 minus 1 2. So at last we reach our target. This one was a target to make identity matrix. So what is your required solution? The solution is y, z and w. That means first element. So this is for x, y, z, w. So first x will be 1, y will be 0, z will be minus 1, and w will be 2. So this is your answer. Only few steps, but you need to be careful about the steps and calculations also, because sometimes is the multiplication 5 times 2, 2 times 3 minus 5. Oh, sometimes may some mistake. So suppose you got 5, or you mistakenly write 3 or minus 5, anything. So if you miss any one numerical value in any steps, this will carry over throughout the steps, and the total calculations may be in a haphazard condition. Sometimes I found that students may make one mistakes. Even for one mistakes in proceeding steps, it creates a fraction value, say 5 by 3 or 4 by 3, 29 by 5, something like this, fraction value, and the calculations itself become very complicated. So be careful only about these calculations. And I think these two steps are very easy, and for iteration method,
গোবিন্দর আরে ওই লোকজন গাড়ি এরকম
সিফাত মিউট করো।
I think you should be careful while conducting class. You should not travel or go outside. Okay. And the last methods in our syllabus regarding solution of simultaneous linear algebraic equation. The last one. Okay.
স্যার গস জর্ডান মেথডে কি স্যার আমরা শুধু রো অপারেশনই করব স্যার, কলাম অপারেশন ইউজ করা যাবে না স্যার?
Actually, if you go through row wise, it will be difficult. Okay. Just simply look at the technique. Suppose you make the first one, these elements as 1 and remainings are 0. So when you go for next step, okay, all of these are 0. So if you do next step, do multiplication, summation, or anything else, no effect on these elements. Okay, that means corner of pivot element is fixed already, and other operations have no effect. Successive operations have no effect. Okay, you may try row wise, that's may also fine. Okay, but I didn't try anywhere. It may arise some complicacy, so you may try the same problem. You may try row wise. Okay, may first row 1 as 0, then row 2. Okay, and then you need to do some operations like C1 is okay, C2, but no, that's not possible actually. You always need to
না স্যার, যেহেতু
row
স্যার
wise
পিভট
operation.
এলিমেন্ট স্যার যখন আমি 1 থাকবে স্যার, 1 এর সাথে আমি যে কোনো কিছু গুণ দিয়ে স্যার ওটা বিয়োগ করতে হবে ইজিলি স্যার, এর জন্য বলতেছিলাম স্যার।
Okay, but always a row wise operation করতে হবে because in actual form these are the equations. Okay, that means this is equation 1, this is equation 2, equation 3, equation 4. Here all these row operations is nothing but you are multiplying first equation number 1 by 2 and then subtract from equation 3 like this. Okay, that means equation to equation. If you go for column wise calculations, that means this suppose for column 1 these 4 elements are actually comes from 4 equations. So if you do any operation in column wise direction, it will destroy the overall structure of the equation form. Okay.
ওকে স্যার, আই ট্রাই ইন কমন।
Okay, but you can go for different approach. You may here I did the first, the one is pivot elements and remaining elements are 0. That means I made these elements as 0. Okay, you think I can make these elements as 0.
স্যার কমন ভার্সন করেছি।
A different approach you can try, but be remember the operations will always be row wise, row to row operation. That means row 2 minus row 3, row 1 minus row 2, like this. Okay, the last method in iteration process, this is an iterative method known as Gauss-Seidel method. Gauss-Seidel iteration method. Iteration method. So you guys are well known to iteration methods. In elimination methods, we just eliminate some matrix elements, and in iteration methods, I think if you can recall, in Gauss-Seidel method, in Newton-Raphson method or others iterative methods, where we go for successive approximation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, go for successive approximation, and after a certain approximation or trial and error, or when you get the values very close up to third decimal point or fourth decimal points are correct or same. Suppose for sixth step and seventh steps up to 4 decimal points are correct or third decimal points are correct, so we can stop at that point. Okay, so this is the basic iteration method. And in matrix form, we will go in different approach. Like suppose we have a set of equation like a1x plus b1y plus c1z is equal to d1. This is set of equation. b2y plus c2z is equal to d2. 3 equations. Z is equal to d3. So we can rewrite these equations in such a way, like x is equal to 1 by a1 d1 minus b1y minus c1z. Okay, similarly you can rewrite these equations for y, taking as unknown b2 a2x minus c2z, and for third equation can be rewritten as for z and taking as unknown, z is equal to 1 by c3 of d3 minus a3x minus b3y. Okay, these are just rearrangement of equations. So at the same times we get 3 equations for x, y and z. So we need to go for successive approximation. At the very initial condition, we will take for first step, first trial, we will take x0, y0 and z0. Suppose all elements are 0, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, z is equal to 0. Okay, so if we put in this equation and y and z as 0, so you will get a value of x. Okay, at first approximation you will get a value of x. Suppose this is x1. Okay, and then go to equation 2. In equation 2, you need to for finding y, you need to know the value of x and z. So you already get the value of x from first step and first equation. So in that value of x you will put here, and z is equal to you have the updated value of z is equal to 0. So you put this, you will get a value of y, and then get come to equation 3. You will get the value of x1 and y1. Put this value in this third equation, you will get the value of z. After the first trial, you have the value of x1, y1 and z1. Okay, then when you go to the second trial, you will use these values of x1, y1 and z1 again to these three equation. In second trial, you will get x2, y2 and z2. So we remember only one thing, that when you go to third trial, you will get the value found from the just immediate previous trial. Okay, and then if you get to the seventh stage, the seventh approximation, you will use the values obtained in the sixth step. That means immediate steps findings will be used in the next step. So you will go for 2, 3, 4, 5th, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, anything. 7th up to 6th or 7th approximation. In general, 5th to 7th approximation is enough to get correct up to 4th decimal point. Okay. So in this class, I will just show you one example, and we will continue only 1 or 2 steps, and remaining will be your homework to complete at home. So if you have 4 unknown equations, that means just like this problem, 4 unknown. So here simply you will get 4 equation, x, y, z, and you may find another for w. So in every steps you need to find 4 value, that means 4 unknown, x, y, z. So let's start with a example with 3 unknown value. Okay, 3 unknown value. This equation will be 8x plus, okay, just first write only 4.9. Okay, this is absent in this sheet. 8x minus 3y plus 2z is equal to 20. Again 11 4x plus 11y minus z is equal to 33, and third one is 6x plus 3y plus 12z is equal to 35. So we can rewrite these all equations like x is equal to 1 by 8th of 20 plus thrice y minus twice z. Y will be 1 by 11th of 33 minus 4x plus z, and z will be 1 by 12 of 35 minus 6x minus 3y. Okay, so this is equation 1, this is equation 2, and this will be equation 3. For the very first step, put y is equal to 0, z is equal to 0 at equation 1. So you will get x is equal to 20 by 8, that means 2.5. These are 0. And second, put x is equal to, at this stage when you come to equation 2, you have already the value of x 2.5, so you will never use 0, you will use 2.5 and z is equal to 0. Equation 2, this will give the value of y1, this is x1, and you will give the value, find the value of y1 as 2.0909091. Put the value of x1 y1 at equation 3. So if you put this value x1 and y1 in this equation, you will simply find the value of z. Z, this means this is z1. This will be 1.1439394. So here you have the updated value of x1, y1 and z1, and that come to second approximation. Second approximation using this value, this will gives x2 is equal to 1/8 of 20 plus 3 into 3y1 minus 2z1. So you can do some calculation and you will get the value 2.9981061. For these types of specific problems, iterative problems, you need to write, suppose you need to correct up to 4 decimals, so you can write up to 5th or 6th decimals for each and every step, so that you can understand, okay, up to 5th, after certain times it's coming to be constant. Again for y2, 1/11, this was 33 minus 4x plus z. That means 33 minus 4x plus z. Here y2, so this will be x1 and z1. Put this value, you will get 2.0137741. Similarly, z2, this will be 1/12 of 35 minus 6th x2. For z, you have already the value of x, so you will use x2 and 3y2, as you already get the, so always use the updated values.
স্যার তাহলে y2 তে x2 ইউজ করলাম না কেন?
Oh sorry, this is x2. Okay, this is x2. Yes, this is x2 actually. Okay, so if you complete this, you will get 0.9141701, and then go to third approximation, third, fourth, okay, fifth, sixth, same way, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So after fifth or sixth approximation, you will find, you can see, suppose I just write one value, the fifth approximation, x5 is equal to 3.0166005. It will be in sixth approximation, x6 become 3.0166767. So 3 digit is already fixed, 016 constant. So next upcoming steps you will found, I am just showing only the one case for x, the similar other case will be also same. So you can predict that upcoming 7th or 8th steps will give you the fix the fourth place. Like at 7th stage, x7 will come 3.016756. Okay, so for 2 successive steps up to 4th place, this is fixed, so you can stop. Okay. But sometimes if you make any mistakes in this iterative process, and I find sometimes some cases students say you can go very well in up to third or fourth steps, and thereafter um, uh, make some mistake in calculation, and then again this place will be displaced. Like you will get three points incorrect, okay, and then next step you will find 3.0125 like this, okay. So here the theory is you will go through the conclusion, but you will going in the reverse order, and the solutions in sometimes be like I found some specific students, so uh, they are going to in a different way, like some mathematical mistake or calculation problem. So if you are making any mistakes, you can also easily understand that, okay, I may mistake some problem mistakes in previous steps or current steps. That's why the solutions is not going to the track. Like in fourth step you will found 3.0165, okay, this is sixth point, third point, and in third step x was x3, this was 3.0266, okay. So if you compare 2 with 3 with 4, 4 5 5 6 and 6 7, so you can find a harmony. That means at first step x2 2.99, okay, and then it will get 3.02, and then it become 3.0165, thereafter it will become 0166, okay, and 0167, and then also 0167, okay. So you can easily understand whether you are in the right track or not, as the solutions is always move towards a fixed value. So I think up to this is the end of solution of linear algebraic equations.
স্যার
ওকে, এখন যদি কারো কোনো সমস্যা থাকে,
স্যার
আই থিংক, হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার এক্সামে যদি আমি স্যার প্রত্যেকটা স্টেপ ডিটেইলস না দেখাইয়া শুধুমাত্র মানে টেবিল করে অ্যাপ্রক্সিমেশন গুলো স্যার টেবিল করে লিখে তারপর এক্স ওয়াই জেড এর মানগুলো টেবিলে লিখে দেয়, সেক্ষেত্রে কি স্যার
হবে, বাট টেবুলার ফরম্যাটে গেলে তোমার একটু প্রবলেম হয়, বুঝছো, কারণ স্টেপ ওয়াইজ সিকোয়েন্সিয়ালি গেলে তোমার একটা সুবিধা হয়, যেটা হচ্ছে তুমি এবং এগুলোর জন্য আমি যেটা সাজেস্ট করি, তুমি ক্যালকুলেটরে ধরো এক্স ওয়াই জেড, আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি ভুলে গেছি সাইন্টিফিক ক্যালকুলেটরে জেড পর্যন্ত আছে কিনা, যদি জেড পর্যন্ত না থাকে এবিসি তুমি ধরতে পারো। আচ্ছা, তোমাদের কি 12:50 ক্লাস আছে?
ক্যালকুলেটরে স্যার মানে করে শুধু জাস্ট টেবিলে আমি অ্যানসারটা শো করব স্যার, মানে সেক্ষেত্রে
আচ্ছা, কার ক্লাস 12:50
আর এ সেকশনে 12:50 পালিত স্যারের এক্সট্রা ক্লাস আছে।
ও আচ্ছা, তাহলে যাদের ক্লাস আছে তোমরা লিভ করো, সমস্যা নেই।
ওকে
ঠিক আছে, ক্লাস আমারও ক্লাস শেষ, হ্যাঁ, তোমরা লিভ করে ওইদিকে মুভ করো, সমস্যা নেই।
এই সেকশনে
কথা বলতে পারবো?
যাদের ক্লাস আছে তোমরা বের হয়ে ওইদিকে মুভ করো, আমি এদিকে ডিসকাশন কন্টিনিউ করি, সমস্যা নেই।
স্যার আমি কি একটা কথা বলতে পারবো স্যার?
হ্যাঁ বলো বলো।
স্যার এই যে যত মানে নিউটন রাপসন মেথড বা সেকেন্ড মেথড, যতগুলো মেথড মানে এই পর্যন্ত স্যার পড়ানো হয়েছে, এই সবগুলো যদি স্যার মানে আমি টেবুলার ফর্মে না করে আমি যদি স্যার ভেঙে ভেঙে দেখাই, তাহলে কি স্যার হবে?
হবে, কিন্তু আমি সাজেস্ট করি অ্যাট লিস্ট কিছু স্টেপ তোমরা লেখো, কারণ হচ্ছে সেটা আমাকে বুঝতে হবে। ধরো তুমি একেবারে ডিরেক্ট খালি ভ্যালু লিখলে, ফার্স্ট স্টেপ x1 this, x2 this, x3 this, সেকেন্ড স্টেপ আবার x1 x2 x3, সো আমি আসলে বুঝতে পারবো না তুমি আদৌ কি ক্যালকুলেশন করছো, বা ভুল হইলে তুমি কি ভুল করছো, হ্যাঁ, সেটা কিন্তু আমি যেমন বুঝবো না, তুমি যদি রিচেক করতেছো তুমি নিজেও বুঝবা না। শর্টকাট ভালো, বাট সবসময় ভালো না, হ্যাঁ, কারণ হচ্ছে এই প্রবলেমটা তখন আমার বোঝা যাবে না আদৌ তুমি বুঝে লিখছো নাকি না বুঝে লিখছো, সেজন্য একটু কিছু স্টেপ লেখা ভালো। আবার একেবারে ডিটেইলস লিখতে গেলে ধরো তোমার একটু প্রবলেম হবে, বাট যদি রাইট ট্র্যাকে থাকো তাহলে সমস্যা নাই। আর এইগুলা ক্ষেত্রে তোমরা একটা কাজ করতে পারো, ক্যালকুলেটরে ট্রাই করো, আমরা যখন স্টুডেন্ট ছিলাম আমরা এটা করতাম, সেটা হচ্ছে ধরো এক্স ওয়াই জেড, তাই তো x1 x2 এইভাবে যাচ্ছে, তো তোমরা ইনিশিয়াল যে তিনটি ইকুয়েশন আমরা বানাই,
বিশাল শোনা যায়?
হ্যাঁ শোনা যাচ্ছে,
ইন টার্মস অফ, তোমরা শুনতে পাচ্ছো
হিসেবে
সবাই?
এই কি বলে
স্যার
জি আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার
in
আসসালামু
terms
আলাইকুম
of unknown, suppose a b c তিনটা unknown,
কিন্তু
okay,
জয়েন্ট তো হয়েছে
that means
মাত্র
a is
9
equal
জন
to 1/8 of 20
স্যার
minus
এখন
3b
জানার মধ্যে স্যার
minus
সবাই চলে আসবে স্যার
2c
একটা মিনিটের
একইভাবে
মধ্যে স্যার সবাই চলে আসবে
তিনটে
ঠিক
equation।
আছে।
সো ক্যালকুলেটরে যখন তুমি সলভ করবা, সলভ ফর ইকুয়েশন তিনটা লেখা থাকলে তিনটে
আজকে
ইকুয়েশন কিন্তু
সেকশন
সলভ করা যায়। আমি
বি
হয়তোবা
এর সাথে ক্লাস নেওয়ার কথা
সামনাসামনি
ছিল,
ক্লাস
তারা
হলে
তো
দেখায়
আমার সাথে
দিতাম।
আসেনি,
হুম,
একজন দুজন আসছিল,
ইকুয়েশন মুভ করে করে
তারা
সলভ
কথাও
করা যায়। তো
বলে না।
যখন তুমি দেখবা যে সলভ করছে না, ধরো এর জন্য সলভ করছো, যখন তুমি আবার বি
যাই
এর
হোক,
জন্য
ওদিন
সলভ করতে যাবা, অটোমেটিক তোমার
গত
ক্যালকুলেটরে
কালকে
কিন্তু
যেটা নিয়ে নাই
ওই
তোমাদের,
লাস্ট
সেটা
আপডেটেড
আমি
যেটা আমি
অল্প
বলি
করে
সব
বলবো,
সময়, যে
বেশিক্ষণ
লেটেস্ট
ক্লাস
আপডেটেড
নেব
ভ্যালুটা
না।
ইউজ করবা, ওইটা কিন্তু অলরেডি তোমার ক্যালকুলেটরে সেভড থাকে। হুম, তখন তুমি দেখবা যে সলভ ফর বি যখন দিবা, তখন দেখবা এর আপডেটেড ভ্যালুটা অলরেডি আছে। হ্যাঁ, তো এটা একটু ইজি হয় ক্যালকুলেটরে করলে। যেমন ভ্যালুগুলো তোমার থাকেই ভিতরে, তুমি জাস্ট কি করলা, খাতায় যখন লিখতেছো সাথে একটু রিচেক করে জাস্ট ক্যালকুলেটর বাটনগুলো প্রেস করলা। এইভাবে করলে